Well, welcome back to the 350 Chevy swap for the 96 K2500. So here's the Tahoe that we're taking the engine from, and I've never pulled one of these exact motors before, so it's been a learning curve for me. So I didn't film all of the removal of all the parts and accessories and everything needed to get this out because I needed both my hands. But just kind of give you a rundown. You can see the wiring harness here all folded up. So it starts over here at the computer and kind of winds across the top of the motor. Wires go down underneath the motor for all the different sensors, and then it ends up over here in the firewall. So if you go behind the glove box, you'll see a couple of connectors, and you can unplug it there and then get it all loose and fold it back out of your way. And then unhooking all the water hoses, it's pretty straightforward. I know on these ones, these can be problematic for leaking, so I'm probably going to get a new seal kit for that when we go to put it in the truck. But the big goal is to get it out and have a look at it and really inspect it over. Maybe pull the spark plugs and borescope in the holes and see what kind of shape it's in. If it's even worth swapping it out. So you can kind of see underneath here, it is a little oily, so we're gonna have some oil leaks to figure out. But you can see I got the exhaust is loose, starter is out, all the torque converter bolts are out, bell housing is loose, and the top bolts are tricky. Like, I think it'd be easier to pull the distributor, but I tried another method that I use on Toyota V6s where I use a long extension. It's one of these guys here with the wobbly on the end and kind of go up over the top of the transmission, and I was able to get them all loose. So I think it's time we'll hook it up to the engine picker and see if it budges. Well, I gave it a couple tugs and it separated from the bell housing, but now I'm seeing that I did miss. There's a connector there. It's like a little solenoid. I gotta get that. But looks like, yeah, the motor mounts are clear. I gotta go up a little higher to clear that oil filter. Previous owner already cut these oil cooler lines, so that's not an issue. We're going to use the ones on the other truck anyway. But we're coming clear. I might have a few more things to unhook, but I'll bring you back when we get this thing out. There was just a couple more obstacles before it came out. On the back of the head here, there's some ground, so I unhooked the strap at the bottom, and there was one more ground here that goes on the main harness. But you can see, got it out, so I'll get it on an engine stand. We can give it a look over. I was going to point out, just to aid in getting it out, I put a jack under the transmission. If you kind of raise the angle up a little bit, it usually will fall out a little bit easier. Something to try if you're having trouble getting it out. Let's get this flex plate off so we can get it on the stand. Also start to take a look at the rear main seal. So that's looking, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's more from the oil pan. But I am seeing some evidence someone's been under the intake before, and it looks like it's leaking a little bit underneath there, so probably would be a good idea to go ahead and reseal all of that. And maybe the oil pan as well. Pistons at the top. There we